Okay, I'm back. Here's what Joanna Whaley, the issues she's trying to do. Lower utility bills, fair wages, job training, medical debt relief, holding corporations accountable. And then for health care, she has affordable health care, stronger oversight of insurance companies when they deny or delay coverage, medical debt relief, reproductive rights. I'm not too hot on that. I'm pro-life. She apparently isn't, but I was told that one of the problems with the pro-life agenda is that, like my first sex, they had a ruptured tube pregnancy and they had to operate. And, the baby doesn't live and that sort of thing. But that would have, I have been told, it's not by a right to life person, but by a friend, that would have been considered an abortion, and that would have been illegal if they had that no abortion could be illegal. And my wife would have died. And so I'm not going to debate her on that or complain about that. I just want to see where exactly she stands, and I haven't been able to have her talk to me, which I'm kind of bummed out on. Okay, more public safety. Community policing trust between police. Community policy that policing trust between police and people. Okay, she's wanting to get more trust between police and the people. Okay. Early intervention for people at risk or violence. And I think that's a good thing, because I've heard of people asking for help from the police, and they say, well, if they don't do this, they haven't done anything, we can't do anything about it. And they've really gotten hurt. Common sense strategies to reduce gun violence. I can see that. Especially if they're common sense. And I'm not worried about somebody having a gun for their house and that, and protecting their house with a gun. If somebody breaks in their house, they should be able to shoot them. They're defending their household, the people in the household. But drive-by shootings, I'm not too hot on them. Of course, I haven't had a drive-by shooting here. Most people, drive-by shooting is seeing a deer in the woods and getting out your gun and shooting it. Calling, what's they call it? Violating. And I have a story about that, but I'm not going to tell it. But it's kind of crazy. Maybe I'll do it later. Prevent crime before it happens, and civil liberties. Free speech, equal access to work, schools, housing, and public places. Right to vote, worship, and make personal choices. And I see that personal choices as important, because it shouldn't be politicians and people wanting to don't like you letting your child have hormones at 14 or whatever. And because they're not having to live with that child. They're not going to be the ones who, when you don't allow them to get the hormones that they need, will have a dead child. Because I know, just my coming out, I was 58. I remember being upset for what was between my legs. It's still there, but I was dealing with that. And when I finally got on hormones, it was the greatest thing. I had peace. My life was like leveled out. And I was happy. Because things are fitting in place. And, other people should not be making those policies for us, for anybody. It should be a parent's right to make policies. What their child's going to go through. Public spaces. To be able to use the restroom that I associate with is very important. I could see that very important for a child who is in school. There was a school in Tennessee. The principal made the rule that a transgender girl could use the bathroom, the women's bathroom. And if you were upset about that or uncomfortable, you could go use the unisex bathroom. And I thought that was the greatest thing. Because when you have to use the unisex bathroom instead of the one you associate with, it's like you come out of there with a sign on your back that says freak. And it really affects how you feel in this place when you aren't able to use the bathroom you associate with. And people don't get that. They think we're going to harm people. That we want to show off our stuff that we got between our legs. No way do I want somebody to see that stuff. I don't want to see it either. Why would I even do that? They have all these thoughts in their head that aren't true. And that's not right. Trying to enforce something on somebody else because of what you think. No, it should be what you know. I mean, like, I was reading a book by Austin Harkey. He's a transgender theologian, and he put all down these statistics, whatever. Anyway, this information, how's that? And shows that we don't do that stuff. From what I read, there aren't instances where we are trying to molest and rape people. Mostly it's guys. You know, the ones with the testosterone that's going through their bodies. Those guys. Because, like, I go into the bathroom. I enjoy it if a woman talks to me. I enjoy it when someone else washes their hands next to me. You know, I feel welcomed in that space. And I'm not looking to harm anyone. I don't want to see what they got. I'm there to relieve myself, wash my hands, probably lick my body over like, is my face looking all right? I don't have hair sticking up over my hat because it does that every once in a while. It'll stick right up there. And make sure I don't have something stuck in into my underwear and walk out of there looking really bad. But, you know, Joanna Whaley's got some really good things she wants to bring to Michigan, and it's not all us. It's very little us. It's about other people making a better life for others. And I looked at her support, and a lot of people around her community are supporting her, which is yay. But you know, you might look at her, and if you feel urged to do it, support her financially, because she has her second biggest expense is for what do they call it? Bodyguards. People to watch, make sure she doesn't get hurt, because she has had problems with that. Yeah, she was having an interview with a gal who has a transgender site, and she is better than I am. She's got a microphone, she's got a nice looking studio, and she knows what she's doing. And she also sings. But she had an interview there, and she'd gone to a church to speak or whatever, and she had to call the police for help because they weren't nice people. They're the people that sing, and they'll know we're Christians by our love. That doesn't look like love. I've seen more love in the LGBTQ community, especially when I came out, because I was one of those people. And then God showed me, this is who I am. And I am thankful to God that He showed me this, that I am this way. And it's been if I get rid of the Christians that are conservative, they're judgmental, this would be a great life. But they make it very difficult. And I had something else I wanted to go to. And that's one thing about not having notes, forgetting where I wanted to go, because I gave up on notes because I ended up looking at my notes than looking at the screen. But I want to encourage you in this way. Those that you are struggling to get out. Yes, it's difficult to find when is the right time to go get out. And there's no answer for that. I came out, I was excited to be out. Because what God showed me, I said, it was just fantastic to finally be the woman I've always wanted to be. And I came out to my family, and it didn't go well. And my sister writes back to me. She had sent me, I told her, she said, oh, that's great. That's okay, because their godfather to their children was gay. Yet 2 weeks later, it was like, I don't want to have anything to do with you. You didn't do coming out right. There is no right way to come out, because you don't know how the people are going to react to you. But coming out was wonderful. Yes, it was difficult. I knew I was going to lose my church and my family. I didn't doubt it at all. Work went well, but that still had some things that didn't go as well as I would. I had to use that unisex bathroom, which was not fun. But once you get over them things, you get to live in your life. Yeah, I didn't look all that great, because when I came out, I went to the makeup, and I saw colors. There was all this stuff that I couldn't have before, and I could have it, and oh my, the colors. I got, what was it? Hard candy colors. Hard candy was make, I guess. And it had purple and pink and other bright colors. And I really thought that was really great. I was just learning makeup. Eyeliner went terrible. You gotta practice that stuff. There was one gal that went to. She was Asian descent, I think. I don't know. She sounded American, but she was very much Asian looking. And she goes from the top of her eyelid and pushes down, and just goes whoop, that quick. And it's like, okay, and that didn't work good for me. I finally found a way I do, and I grab over here and pull the corner of my eye over, and then put my eyeliner on. And I'm still not the best, but it gets on there, and I'm happy. But I went to Walmart, and I had a wig at that time, and I looked like a clown, I guess. Anyway, this lady's walking with her two daughters. They're about preteen, teen, and they're talking to their mom, and their mom looks over at me and she says, "Oh, gross." And that didn't go too well. I had one other experience, and it was something I had been warned about, and that is 2 and 3-year-olds. And this little girl was standing in front of me, just jabbering away. And then she says, "You don't look like a woman," just plain like that. And I like, oh, that didn't go well for me. I sort of just walked off and left her and her mom there. But that was the only other thing I've had trouble with. Otherwise, being out, I have not had trouble at all, really. I've gone to a bar that's in town. I've eaten there several times. A guy that I had met about a year before, he has a resale shop, and he's got some good stuff, and he moved in next to that bar, and they are non-binary and gay, and the barkeeper didn't like that at all and was trying to make things difficult for him in his business. And I think the police got after him because he's trying to have everybody park in front of his business, and the police said, "No, you can't do that." And police have been supportive of him, and he is supportive of the community. He is not doing too well on the non-binary. They're they, them, and I gotta remember that. Because I go by what I see, and I don't get it right. And they are they, them. But they've got a fantastic place. It's Lands of Nostalgia. I believe they are on the internet somewhere. It's Lands of Nostalgia, Mile, Michigan. And they post things for sale every once in a while. They had a lady helping them that was doing the posting. They would give her an item and say, take pictures of this, post them on. And she was doing that. But that Rue is a very wonderful person, but he had that problem with the guy at the bar. And but otherwise it goes very well. Okay. I'm getting a text message probably from what's it called? EMSCA, which helps different people in the different ways in the Upper Peninsula and or the Lower Peninsula in the northern part of the Lower Peninsula. and they're going to have a support crane, and I'm going into this support crane so that I can use the church facilities to have a support group. And my pastor's daughter is going to get the train also so that we can do it together. And so we have somebody there to say, to be watching what is going on between one person and the other person, to make sure that nothing funny goes on. Anyway, get back to where I was. But get out. When you can get out, it's wonderful. We had a dress barn before COVID, and when they shut down everything, and I would go in there and get a dress. The first time was really good. They're helpful. They told me to use the the dressing rooms in the women's sections, which I did. But I got to where I knew their names and they knew me. When I came in, there's one lady. She'd say, "Oh, we got something. I think you'd really like it." And they're looking for me to come in to show me what they got, because I like dress barn clothes a lot. They have the material is wonderful. You feel like the dress that I was wearing me. It was forming to my body. And that's what I wanted. I don't want to be having to show a lot of skin. If I can just show my figure, I'm good. And that's what Dress Barn did for me. They had Calvin Klein and another brand name that I can't think of. It was a two-word name. It's like two people. And I like Ross and Alley or something like that. And I like those styles. I like what they had to offer. It fit me. So you get out, find clothes that look good on you. Don't go to Walmart nor Meijer. They aren't very well made clothing. I don't think they are. I don't care to buy their clothes. Underwear, yeah. Anymore, I don't even buy a bra there. I'm going to a place where I can get a good bra. Yes, get a good bra. Spend the money, get the good bra. I have Victoria's Secrets, and I have Playtex ones, and I have Fredericks of Hollywood, which is like, the thing can stand up by itself. There's so much padding on that sucker. But they're comfortable for me. But don't buy cheap ones. I use underwear, and those things poke through and then they're poking you. And they don't last. My Victoria's Secrets, I've had 10 years. I've had 10 years, and I've just kept buying some more. My youngest one is probably 6 years old. Still in good condition. All of them. They're just a good bra. I have several Angel bras. I like the fit. I have some other ones that are push-ups from there, and those have been good bras. But get yourself some good clothes. Yeah, this top I got at the resells. But I like this. I like wearing this. I look good in it. But get good clothes that are you. Think about the kind of woman you are. Get some good clothes. You can go to resale shops, and if you're picky enough, the ones you look at, you take them off the rack, and they've got the label that's the kind you want. And that has been my experience. I have found Dress Barn. And, I'm going along trying to find something. And I pick up this one. Dress Barn, Loft. I got an Ann Taylor at a resale shop. Look for quality. Don't, even bought it. There's a resale shop. One resale shop closed down, and somebody else bought it, and it's a resale shop, but it's a boutique for women. It is nice. And I bought a peasant skirt there because I like peasant skirt. I want something to do chores with, and I like peasant skirts, and it has pockets too. Then I bought a really nice looking sweater. It has this big, really like chain, chain knitting along the top, and it kind of likes to fall onto one side. That's what it does. But it's a good sweater. And so when you go out, look nice, have the good clothes, nice clothes that look good on you, and go out, be confident. And that is a big thing. And I have gone to Walmart wearing my dresses because I liked wearing dresses. And I think since I retired, I have wore pants twice because I was working outside and didn't want to ruin a dress. Though I have dresses that I use for outside. And I make a wrap now that is just a piece of cloth they wrap around that protects my skirt. And I have a safety pin or paper pin. I pin it up and I can do my stuff and not get my clothes dirty. But go out confident. I've gone at Walmart with my dresses, and I have had ladies stop me and compliment me on how nice I look. And If that doesn't boost your ego, it really does. I know not everyone is like me, but I'm a feminine woman. I like to look my best. And it gets you compliments. And that's what I really like about it. To go out the way I want to go out. To be seen as I want to be seen. And you don't have to be worried too much about being misgendered when you go out as your best woman you can be. And I want to encourage you to, if you don't have a relationship with Jesus, get to know Jesus. If you are afraid to go to church, find one that is welcoming, accepting, and affirming. And that's the church I got. And it's a Methodist church. There are Lutheran churches that are that way too. And Episcopals. And they help build you up in your faith. And it gives you more confidence. If you go to my church, I'm in the front. I'm that crazy lady that raises her hands and praises God. And while the preacher's preaching, will say, Amen, glory. But that's me. Even when I had a table at Pride, I forget how many, 4 years ago, I made this shirt, said, Jesus Freak translating. Life is great with Jesus and estrogen. And I like that shirt. But get to know Jesus. Really build a love relationship with Jesus. And I'm going to put a plug in for this lady I watched. It's You Can Be Gay and Christian. I believe that's what it is. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry. But both her first name and last name start with an N. And she's a lesbian and she's pretty. And she does a very good job. And she points out the things we go through, and we get bad things from the churches. I think I had last night, God woke me up. He brought this to me. That we as an LGBTQ community need to get together, especially those that are Christians. Get together to pray. Like, go to our capital of our state as a whole group of people of that state that are LGBTQ or are allies. Go there and pray to God, because we're a small minority. But when you have God, you got a lot of packing. And it'd be like Jehoshaphat. He had 3 different armies come against him. he went to God with the people of his community of Israel, and they sought God and prayed. And God sent this prophet to them. He said, okay, tomorrow you get your singers. Put your singers in the front praising God. Okay? If we're going to pray, we need to praise God. Okay. And he had all the troops were behind the praisers. They went out to go fight all these armies. They got above where the armies were, and there were dead people. They had all turned against each other and killed each other. No one escaped. It's just a whole bunch of bodies. Took them 3 days to collect all the spoil. And in Hezekiah's time, Syria, I believe, came against Israel, and they didn't have the ability to fight, put on a good battle. And they went to God. And God fought for them. God struck down a whole bunch of them. Thousands. And the rest of them took off back for Syria. They didn't have to fight. God fought for them. And that's what we have to pray to God for, to help us, to defend us. But we've also got to, as Christians, as LGBTQ Christians, we have to live our lives reflecting Jesus. There is a lesbian couple 30 miles east to me. No, west. West to me. Yeah, west to me. We don't have mountains here. Colorado was easy. You look over there. The mountains. That's west. But we have to be our best being a Christian. To not be those that are judging, but to be people loving others. And that lesbian couple, you go in their shop and there's usually one, but I had two the other day because they have a flower shop and it was like 2 days before Valentine's Day, so they were busy. And there is love in that store. And they have a mother, and she just bubbles over with love. And I got a hug for her. She can give you mom hugs. And it was wonderful. I'm going to put this plug in for them. It's the tip of the Met in Grayling, Michigan. And they have everything Michigan there. But they are loving, caring people. They have a son who's a senior in high school now. And while they're working on the flowers, he was in the flower shop, and just before he walked out the door, he gives them a kiss. Wouldn't you like that, moms? A kiss from your son before they go out. knowing that He loves you. And that's the kind of love that's in that place. It's not what you'll find in a church, not a conservative church. But I'm going to end there. And I'm going to pray for you now. Dear Father, help us through our days. Help us to put you first in our lives and to reflect you. I ask that, is there anyone who listens to this, that you would draw them to you so that they can know you like I know you as this awesome, wonderful God who loves me like crazy. And Father, be glorified. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. So God bless you, and see you next month. Or maybe sooner. So goodbye.